Some of you actually like small talk. It's cozy, it's rhythmic, it keeps things moving without getting messy. If that's you, float on, friend. No judgment. But if you're the kind of person who hears, "So, what do you do?" and immediately fantasizes about walking into traffic, stick around, because here's the uncomfortable truth. Small talk isn't just boring. It's a script, a mask, soft little trap designed to keep you safe, and shallow. It doesn't connect you. It trains you to perform, to blend, to disappear. And if you've walked away from a conversation feeling lonelier than when you walked in, you're not broken. You're waking up. So what do you do with that? Hey, rockers! In this video, we're unpacking how actual thinkers, like Nietzsche, approached conversation like a weapon, not a wallpaper. And we're asking the real question. Are you willing to stop performing and actually speak? Here's what we're ripping open now. Why you leave half your conversations feeling like you just ghosted yourself. Why Nietzsche thought pleasantries were spiritual rot. How real thinkers hijack conversations and blow up the script on purpose. Because if you're gonna speak, make it count. Are you ready to rock? Let's rock that wisdom! You're in a meeting, someone hits you with, "Mondays, am I right?" And like clockwork, you smile, you nod, you say, "Totally." But inside, your soul is crawling out the fucking window. That's not connection. That's you repeating a ritual you never agreed to. Sure, small talk can be a warm-up, a doorway, a handshake, but too often, it's the whole damn meal, and you leave starving. Here's what no one wants to admit. Small talk isn't harmless. It's camouflage. It keeps you from hearing the silence. But most people fear silence. And if you're really being honest, you've been dodging it too. Not because it's boring, because it's dangerous. It's where the mask slips, where the real shit, the stuff you don't post, don't say, don't even admit to yourself, starts whispering. So you fill the space with weather, with smiles, with autopilot, because silence leaves you exposed. And deep down, you're not sure who shows up when the noise dies. But what if you didn't run? Nietzsche didn't. He didn't just like silence. He engineered it. He walked alone for hours, through mountains and forests, just to get far enough away from people to hear his own mind again.
All truly great thoughts are conceived while walking.
That wasn't a metaphor. That was his survival tactic. So here's your move. Next time the silence hits, don't kill it. Don't fill it. Let it stretch. Let it get awkward. Let it show you what you've been avoiding. Because that discomfort, that's where the truth starts to wake up. But silence is just the start. What you do now is say something real and watch who starts glitching. Real conversation isn't smooth, it's raw, it's ugly, it's honest. You've probably almost been there. The words rise up. You feel the edge of something real. And then you swallow it, smile pivot, keep it smooth. Because the truth, that moment scares the hell out of you. But it's the exact moment Nietzsche walked into. Eyes open. He didn't run from that voltage. He plugged himself in. Not for the comfort, for the rupture.
He who has a why to live can bear almost anyhow.
That's not just some deep-sounding tattoo. That's a scream from the void, carved in blood and panic. He meant,
if what you're saying comes from your guts, you can survive the silence that follows, even if it burns.
Because when you speak from the why, when you drop the mask and say the thing that makes your chest tighten, you're not performing anymore. You're throwing punches in the dark, hoping someone hits back with truth. You're not here to trade dopamine for approval. You're here to wake the fuck up. So here's your move. Next time you feel the lump, don't run from it. Let the silence stretch. Let the tension choke the air a little. Then say it. Raw, unedited, like it's trying to crawl out of your chest. Yeah, some people will glitch, they'll blink, pretend they didn't hear you, go back to the weather. But every once in a while, you drop the line, and someone leans in. That's not just connection, that's oxygen. That's why we speak in the first place. Not to be liked, but to feel less alone. But it's not just about speaking from the gut. It's what you're speaking against that makes it matter. Quick pulse check. Have you ever said something that made the room go quiet? Or wanted to, but chickened out? Drop it in the comments. This is where the real ones live. Most people don't actually like small talk. They just don't want to get exiled from the tribe for being weird. Because if you stop filling the air with fluff, you leave space. And when there's space, someone might actually say something real. And real? Real makes people twitch. So instead, we stick to the script. Busy weekend? Traffic was brutal. Hot today, isn't it? Just verbal static. Smooth. Safe. Totally empty. Why? Because saying something weird might cost you approval. Saying something true might make someone uncomfortable. And God forbid you do that. Small talk is herd camouflage. It's the spiritual equivalent of beige. No edges, no threat, no risk. Nietzsche saw this conformity theatre and went full scorched earth. He said,
The surest way to corrupt a youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently.
If you train people to chase agreement, you train them to fear being themselves. That's what small talk becomes when you're not careful. A ritual of self-erasure, a daily sacrifice at the altar of bland. But here's the thing. If you're watching this, that part of you that wants to stay camouflaged, it's already dying. You don't want to blend. You want to burn a hole in the fucking wallpaper. So here's your move. Say something that actually costs you a little. Doesn't have to be deep, just yours. Something that feels like you, not a script. Then watch what happens. Not who flinches, but who actually hears you. Okay, so you broke the script. Now you're standing there, raw and real. So what the hell do you say next? So what do real thinkers actually do? They don't chase clever, they chase contact. They say things that might make the room go silent, not because they want attention, but because they're sick of the noise. But let's be real for a second. You say you want real conversation. You say you want depth. But when's the last time you actually broke the script? When's the last time you said something that wasn't polished, prepped, or safely acceptable? Real thinkers don't wait for permission. They throw the first grenade. Nietzsche said,
Invisible threads are the strongest ties.
but you don't build those threads with polite updates and empty nods. You build them by saying something real and letting the silence see who sticks around. The move isn't to say something deep. It's to say something real. And then shut the fuck up. Let the silence test them, not you. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Drop the line. See who flinches. See who leans in. That's the test. That's the thread. That's the start. So next time someone hits you with, "How's work?" Don't answer. Pause. Tilt your head. Say something they're not ready for, like, "Can we skip that part?" And watch their face. If they flinch, let them go. If they lean in, congratulations. You just found a pulse.